Hello from our homestead in Alentejo, Portugal. Last week we showed you how the lake behind me filled up finally. Last year it had filled up, I think at the end of October, and so we were starting to get a little bit worried that the lake might not fill up, and if that was the case, then we would be going into spring and summer, the hotter months, with a very, very low lake, and there was a really good chance that the lake could have dried up, which would not have been great. The lake is a huge part of our homestead, and it increases the biodiversity here so much. Brings lots of birds, lots of animals, turtles, and then we also use it for irrigation in the summer when the well usually runs dry. So the lake is very important to us, and we are so happy that it is full and even overflowing. I'll go take you to see. So in this spillway we often find crayfish in the summer, and like I mentioned in that last video, the water from last year filling up dug out this canyon, and it's so beautiful. The sound is so peaceful. So behind me is the orchard slope, and if you remembered, we finished planting all of the trees here right before the week of rain. So the swales did amazing. None of them got ruined. We still need to mulch a bit, but I have been really, really sick. John had the flu, and then I got it, and then I ended up getting bronchopneumonia. So it's been a challenging several weeks for us. You know, we don't have our family here, we don't have help. So if one parent is kind of out of commission, all of everything goes on to the other parent. And so, yeah, things like mulching don't get done. But we're just so happy that the swales did so well with all of the rain. So going into this winter, we felt more prepared than we have in the past years. Winter has always been a little bit challenging because our house is not winterproof yet. It's not set up for winter. But that being said, the first big chunk of winter, we felt like we were handling it really well. And yes, it was cold, but we kind of knew the things we needed to do to stay warm, like just layer up a ton, sit in front of the fire nonstop. And we have had the fire cranked nonstop since November, and we're down to that much wood left. So John did a good job at kind of estimating how much wood we would need, because I think he got more than we got last year. And so now we have that much left, which is more than enough for the rest of this year. So speaking of firewood, one of the big challenges for us for winter is that our salamandra, which is like a wood burning stove, is very, very small. It was the cheapest one we could find last year because the budget, that's all that would work. So if you're sitting right in front of it and it's cranked, you're good, you're warm. But the moment you move even a couple meters away from it, you no longer feel much heat. It doesn't travel into the bedrooms. And yeah, so while I was so sick, I just felt like I could never warm up. I felt cold to the bone. You know that feeling? It's just horrible. So I was constantly just parked in front of the fire, and we even brought in our mattress and put it on the ground and slept in there, as I was just so sick and could not keep warm. So next year, I hope that we'll be able to get a bigger salamandra where the heat will travel more, and then we can use the one we have in another room. So another challenge for us in the winter is that we don't have window panes on our windows, so we don't have glass. This is something that we actually thought was going to be taken care of this year. We paid for windows, and we ordered them in November, but things move quite slowly here. So they still are not in, and I'm not going to go into all of that, but let me quickly show you our window setup. So here is one of our windows. You can see it, they're very small windows, and when you go up to them, this is just the wood. So it's a wood shutter, and it's not sealed, and so it lets water in when it's raining, and it lets the cool air in. So it doesn't really work very well. And then for those of you who have been here for a while, probably know what this is for. This is the next project that we need to get done quite soon to make sure that we don't have bird mites dropping on us, which has happened the last few years. So that's another episode for another time. One other thing is that you can see that the base of the house, I mean, it's not protected. So when it's raining and everything, the water goes straight up, it infiltrates down into the ground. And I mean, we can feel our floors in the house so cold. We can even see that they get more damp. So that obviously is not a good setup in terms of the humidity in the house. Again, this winter it was just so cold and damp. So yeah. And one more thing that has been a challenge this year, I think a big part of it was challenging just because I was so sick and John was trying to deal with everything. Before I was sick, John was away for 5 days and I was dealing with everything. We forgot to winterproof some of the more sensitive plants. So our passion vines completely died with the frost, and I feel really, really bummed about that. So we had planted one passion vine here and then one further along there, and both of them, yeah, have really not made it. So if any of you have tips for how best to protect passion vine when it comes to the winter, that would be great, because I don't actually even know what we would have covered them in, even if we had thought about it, to be honest. Yeah. So bummed. I mean, is there any chance that these will come back? I don't know. Anyways, now we're getting this nice little sprinkle. Thankfully, with all of that, there have been a lot of really beautiful days lately. A lot of sunny days where you really feel the glorious sun on your skin, and there's a lot of, first signs of spring out. There's the buds coming out of the trees and some of them even opening, and there's the beautiful flowers starting to emerge. There's more and more butterflies. We've had some incredible rainbows. So I definitely am feeling that feeling of hope, and like we're coming out of the darkness. We're coming out of the harder months, especially February. February for us just rocked us. So cheers to spring, and I'm looking forward to sharing the early spring here in Portugal. I know in a lot of places it's not showing signs yet, so happy to start showing you that, to give you that hope as well. I just know for me that nature it's such a healer, it's medicine, it brings hope, it just can really transform periods of darkness and everything. So I'm looking forward to sharing the beauty of the land around us in hopes that that will lighten your days and help you start to feel hope that spring is coming as well. So thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best. I wish you good health, and just really appreciate you taking the time to watch our videos. And yeah, lots of love and gratitude, and see you next time.